All right, I'm recording. I am here with my fellow trustee, Esther Sanchez-Banda. Usually when I have people on, it's like, hey, I don't know you. We know each other really well. So, but no, sure. Yeah, this is for you. This is to get the word out on you and your campaign and go ahead.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I am Esther Sanchez-Banda, and I am currently on the board for the elementary school district. So what I want to share is my civic involvement within our community. In our district for the Brawley Elementary, I currently sit on the MPAC committee, which is a migrant program advisory committee for the migrant parents and students. I am also part of 3 nonprofit organizations of our community in Brawley. One is Stockman's. The other one is Hidalgo Society, which I currently hold the role as president. And I'm also on the Latina organization, MANA, which is a nonprofit educational support for Latinas for upward mobility. And I was a recipient of Las Primeras of 2019. I am also on the California School Association's board at Brawley Union High School, which is my current employment. I hold the title of president for our classified employees union. I am also a big advocate for our Brawley Boys and Girls Club, and not just for the boys club, but also for our youth. I have volunteered to coach for the Brawley Parks and Recreation throughout my lifetime. And throughout the time that I have lived here, mostly my whole life in Brawley, something that I do hold dear to my heart is our Brawley youth, and not just our youth, but our community. I have 3 grandchildren that are currently attending Brawley Elementary School Districts. So not only am I vested in our district, but also to the youth in our school district.
Yeah, no, that's one thing. I forget how busy you are. You are involved in a lot. Like, it's no joke with you. You are constantly involved in the community. Like I said, you were named Las Primeras last year. Because of that, I mean, so you're recognized throughout the valley for the work you're doing. The bike drive, you're building community constantly. I think
Right.
that's a huge part of being an elected official, serving the school board. It all ties together and all benefits our students. And that's what I respect so much about you, is you keep me on my toes.
Well, and you know what? A lot of times, Gilly, I just forget a lot of the things that get done. Especially like you mentioned, Hidalgo Society, which is a big nonprofit organization that supports our community, also supports the educational needs for our students. We are up to almost $180,000 of scholarships that we have given away up to date. We have fundraisers, we try to have events that engage the community so that, we can somehow, some way create that unity, and so that it brings, our members or our community together. How I get all this done, I often get asked that question. You know what, it just gets done. It just gets done. And I think that my husband, Bobby, with his support and no complaints, I think it attributes a lot to the way I do my work. So with his patience, and his unconditional support, that's how I get things done. He never says no. He's retired now, so he has a lot more time to do things. But he still supports me in everything and anything that I do for our community. So
you talk about 180,000. Like, I didn't even know. That's amazing.
yes.
How did explain like your history with the Hidalgo? Because I'm always interested, because you and the board have really helped turn that place, clean it up. It's so nice. I think it sucks there can't be an installation of officers this year, but I think the last two have been really great. And I think it was building, and you just see the growth, what you've done, so I guess you share more about that.
So Hidalgo Society was established in 1922. There's been several and numerous past presidents, past executive boards, but they followed, I mean, in any entity organization, there's always new, ways, there's always new methods. And so I've been a part of Hidalgo Society, I want to say for almost 10 years. And part of that, I started as a member. Here's a fun fact that as a child, I would stand in those lines. Like you mentioned, the Christmas drive, the toy drive, the candy drive. As a kid, my mother used to take us there. We used to stand in those lines, and wait for a candy bag and be excited for whatever else toy we got. So aside from that, being part of being a member, and then I finally got elected into an executive board member. And now for the last 3 years, I've been the president for Hidalgo Society. And, I can't complain. The changes, and me, how open I am and how adamant and persistent I like to do things. And I think the executive board knows it too, but
I know.
well, I mean, you just kind of have to, do it for the right reasons. And I think that I built that, I built it to where even the community has noticed. And I don't often see those kind of things because I don't do it, to get it done. I do it for the community. And, the fundraisers, I mean, right now we're very limited with the workforce that we have when we have events, but nonetheless, it gets done. We just try to keep it going for, the community, for the most part. We have weddings, we have quinceañeras, anniversaries, banquets, meetings. Anybody wants to come on over, and the fees are very minimal when it comes to nonprofit or even our organizations that support the community. So, but in regards to the scholarships, it's an annual event. Finally, the last 2 years, we were able to bring that amount to $500. IID has a lot to do with that. Norma Galindo supported us with getting the grant monies. And so a lot of that money, it goes back to the community. We did do, facilities updates, which paint, air conditioners. We've done a lot to modernize, in a sense, Hidalgo Society. So it looks really good. For those of you that, don't know where Hidalgo Society is, 410 South Cesar Chavez, you can see the paint that we've done, the new paint job that we've done to the facility. Drive by there and you can see what, it says a lot when a place is well taken care of. It says a lot from the outside. And so what it's like on the inside, including the executive board and, the board members that are behind it all. So I don't get the credit, without them, I can't move forward. They are the ones that make the decisions. I just support them. So Hidalgo Society has come a long way.
Yeah, and I bring that up because like that's at the end of the day, I know it's campaign season, but that's community, and you doing that regardless if you're on a board, whether you're a campaign or not. That's 24/7 for you.
Right.
Building it up, building that community. I just wanted to highlight that because that's what really makes, I think, you special, and is your care for the community and beyond your role as a trustee, but just simply as born and raised in Brawley, right? A Brawley girl,
Right.
just giving back.
I wasn't born here in Brawley. I was born in Los Gatos in Santa Clara County.
Oh, okay.
Just a few weeks old. It's like being born and raised here in Brawley. It's home. It's home. And like you say, we don't do it for ourselves. We do it for the community. We live in this community. Why not make it better? And I encourage anybody. Anybody that wants to become members. Do so, because it's for the community, and not just the facility, but you as a person, individual, can support support that for the community. So it's a lot of work, but you know what? I enjoy it. I like to do it because, like you say, you know what? It's instilled in me, the work ethics. You know, my mother, she passed away almost 26 years ago yesterday. Mary Brown. I'm sure you know who Mary Brown is.
Very well.
Yeah, she instilled a lot of those work ethics. You know, at 14 years old, she gave me my first job at the town pump. I was a dishwasher, a hostess, you know, and so I usually take advantage of situations and prosper by them. So a lot of it, you know, in my upbringing with the Brawley Boys and Girls Club, that was my second home. That's one of the places that I hold dear to my heart. You know, we have our students from the Brawley Elementary that attend there after school. They have great programs for those kids. So I always, when I can, I donate. You know, every year I do a fundraiser for the Boys Club on my birthday, and so all that money goes to the Boys Club because I know what they gave me is why I give back. And so that tells you where my passion, you know, why I'm so passionate about the youth, because as a kid, I wasn't a good kid, you know, but I wasn't a troublemaker either. But the Boys Club, you know what, they did me good. They kept me out of trouble. They kept me busy. The leadership, you know, that was there, Juan Guerra, I have to credit them. I have to give them a lot of, you know, credit for my upbringing. So, yeah.
You bleed blue and gold. You bleed blue and gold. No,
I do.
yeah, no, I know we didn't talk much about. I honestly, I really felt I like this combo because every time we see each other, all we do is talk about education and school and stuff. So
Right.
I learned a lot from this. But I'll say that I think we have a great board at Brawley. I know we do. It's because of you. It's because of Caesar. It's because of Kathy. It's because of Mondo. You guys, you know, I've just kind of slid right in. You guys laid a really great foundation for us to grow. I think Mr. Silva, our previous superintendent, said that before he left as well. And, you know, my support is all for all three of you. I think we've weathered the storm. We've done very well. You keep me on my toes. You keep everyone. Hey, it's a little competition, you know, competitive, but we all, like I said, we're all doing it for the right reasons. Like we all, I mean, I'm driven by you guys. I see you working. I see Kathy going through the numbers. I see Caesar just kind of going in the back, you know, of his head and all this, the 50 years he's been on the board. You know, I see him working things out like in the past and using it to inform me. And then Mondo, you know, is always just primo and telling me what's up. And so I think we have a really great mix on our board. I'm proud to be on it. I'm supporting all three of you because I just think we've done a very good job, even prior to COVID and during COVID. And I'm looking forward to continuing working with all three of you for the next
Well, you know,
2 years.
and I have to say, like you said, you know, right now with crucial times with COVID, there's a lot that we are getting started with, you know. And so right now with you know, times of COVID being so crucial, with discussions or decisions that we, you know, have going within our boardroom, it is crucial. You know, it is crucial to have experience, especially when projects are midway to almost getting completed. You know, Mr. Guzman, you know, I have to say for Mr. Guzman, you know, 50 years, you may be over exaggerating. He hasn't been on the board for 50 years.
Yeah, I'm just joking.
But you know what? I have to give it to him because I've only been there 5 years, and I was you at one time, Gilly. You know, I was new with no knowledge to sit on that board, but you know, I was older, and so we still learn. I still learn from Mr. Guzman. You know, I respect him because he, you know,
he challenges. He'll be.
Yes. You know, when
Gilly, what do you think about that, Gilly? And I'm like, oh, all right. I'm like, okay, let's go. No,
well, you don't see those elbows, you know, you don't see those elbows that I get when I'm sitting next to him.
Yeah, when he stops calling me neighbor, I'm like, okay, he's serious. He means business.
Yeah. And you know what? I have to give it to him. He still has it in him, you know, and Miss Pryor too has come a long way, you know. You know, for the grace of God, she's still there with us, and she's there, and she's, you know,
Those numbers, nothing slips
I
by
think she's
her.
better than before,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, that's she.
I never worked with her on the board. You know, this was the first term I've done, but you know, her surgery, you know, I'm glad that, you know, she's 120% back to us. And so again, like you say, you know, the decisions that we make are mainly for the students. And each and every one of you have that, you know, input. And we, like you said, we agree, we disagree to agree to agree to disagree. Whatever it is, it's communication, it's talking about it, and it's not about you or me or anybody in that room. It's about our kids, you know. So again, I have to say, you know, like you said, we do have a good relationship. It's crucial in any place when it's a new person that comes in. Again, I'm not persuading, you know, voters, but it is crucial during these times right now, especially with COVID, you know, to elect, you know, your new board members, if they're new. You know, if not, you know, I'm passionate. I'm passionate about our district, and I think, you know, my grandbabies even know that. They see me working, you know, they still don't even know that I'm a board member when I go visit their school sites. Grandma, what are you doing here? And, you know, for the most part, I'm a humble person. I'll just walk in and I'll go into the visiting area and I'll say, I'm just here as a grandparent, because, you know, I like to keep it professional. You know, when we walk the, you know, the school sites, it's not about intimidating the teachers. You know, it's about hearing them, working with them. And so for the most part, when I do go on the sites, I'm there for the kids. I'm there for my grandbabies, and just to kind of make sure or ensure that everything is going good for them. So yeah, that's, you know, but is November 3rd here yet?
It's 2020. It's 2021 here yet.
Right. Well, you know, I don't know how much worse it can get, but you know what? I'm enjoying every minute of it. Every day, I like the challenges that have come with it, and you know, there's, I mean, what more can we do?
Yeah.
It's just move forward.
Yeah, we're working. You know, I mean, we had a lot of momentum prior to this. We had, like I said, projects midway that we were really excited. I know I was excited about. I think we all were, and to
Right.
see it kind of get halted. You know, that once we get back to normalcy, I mean, we're gonna pick right back up. We're gonna pick back up where we started, and we're just gonna take off. But you know, we're all working through this together, and yeah, I'm really proud to be on it and be with you on there, and wish you the best of luck. We'll wrap it up here. Any final thoughts you'd like to say to anyone listening or when they listen?
Um, I'll just say this, when it comes to elections, well, first, make sure you do your census. September 30th is the last day. For those of you that don't know, census, you know, it gives finances from the federal funding to our schools, to our community that we can use or we can prosper from. So it's very important that when they do their census, and also to register to vote. If you're not a registered voter, then you can't complain. Make your voice count, register to vote, and vote on November 3rd. And as far as for my part, make sure that who you go to vote for at the polls, make sure that they're there for a purpose, they're there for a reason, and they're there for the passion of our students. I know that I don't ever ask for any accolades. I do things because I love to do them. But some people sit there on boards to have titles. You know, we are really a board. The whole school district, we have one employee, which is the superintendent. Other than that, we have to make crucial decisions. So it's not just sitting on the board, but there's crucial decisions that will affect the students, that will affect the teachers, and even the parents. That those who you vote for, make sure that they are the ones that are able to do those decisions, you know, and not be persuaded by politics. You know, this is a political position, I know, but I always tell people, especially Sam Couchman, because Sam Couchman will always say, how you doing, politician? Well, you know what? I tell him, I'm not a politician, I'm a leader, and there's a difference. And I say there's a difference because a leader will lead regardless whether they're right or wrong. They'll learn to listen, discuss, and move forward. And so with that, in closing, again, thank you, Gilly, for having me here tonight. And on November 3rd, I urge you guys to vote, of course, for me, Esther Sanchez-Banda, the Brawley Elementary School Board. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Gilly.
Enjoyed it. I'm going to stop recording right